Shalom, everybody. I sure hope everybody's having a wonderful morning. And boy, what I'm about to tell y'all about the coronavirus is going to shock you. Yeah, I do. I'm going to talk about the disinfectant killing the wildlife. you know, these folks literally do not know what to do. They don't know what to do, y'all. They do not know what to do about this situation. So it's like hit or miss, everything that they're doing right now. This has never happened before. And I'm going to show you how the coronavirus is very different from anything you've ever seen before. We're going to talk about that as well. All right, I'm just going to give people time to come in. I have both chats open on my main channel and also on my secondary channel. All right, so I'm just going to give everybody a moment to come in. But shalom to everybody. Shalom. Okay. 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 Thank you, Cameron, for the super chat. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, y'all. I see we're up to 95 people. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Shalom to everybody. I have 2 sessions open, so it's a little hard for me to do the individual thing like I usually do. But shalom to everybody. Everybody. It's good to see everyone. Okay. Let me go ahead and share my screen because there are a few articles we're going to go over involving the coronavirus. Okay, just let me know by giving me a 1 if you can see my screen. Give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Great. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Some of you might have heard about China. We're trying to take measures to prevent the spread of the coronavirus by spraying around a disinfectant. Well, they have killed over 100 wild animals. So whatever they have in the disinfectant is deadly to the wildlife. Okay, they are literally killing every damn thing in sight with this disinfectant. And so far, they said at least 17 species of wild boar, weasels, blackbirds, and it's causing a mass die-off. Thank you so much, Ellen Collins, for the super chat. So what they're spraying around is causing a mass die-off of the animals. So again, they are not doing so well with this thing. And this is just more evidence and more proof that China don't know what to do, y'all. They don't know what to do. And, don't let anybody tell you we've seen this happen before. No, we haven't. We have never seen anything that resembles this coronavirus on this earth. And it gets even worse. I got even worse news to tell you besides this disinfectant, because China is now scratching their heads on what to do with the recovered people, y'all. Check this out. Recovered coronavirus patients who have traces of COVID-19 in their bodies could still infect others. So you can recover from this thing and still spread it all around. So technically, you are never really recovered from the coronavirus. You are never fully recovered from it. So China is now saying, okay, we got some people that recovered from the virus. What are we going to do with these people? Because if you send them home, they're going to infect their families. You can't send them back to their jobs. They're going to infect everybody at their workplace. You send them to a hospital, they're going to infect people at the hospital. So these recovered, quote unquote, recovered people are still spreading the virus. Did you hear what they said here in the US? Oh, well, they had people in quarantine and they didn't seem to be showing the symptoms, so they let them go. Well, those people are still spreading the virus, y'all, right here in the US. Think about this. All of the people that they're letting out of quarantine are still carriers of the virus. There ain't no damn way you can stop this thing. There's no way. So if you're recovered, you still are a carrier of the virus. Yeah, I saw that, Anthony Butler, disease X. That's exactly what it is. Okay, so this came out in Newsweek, February 21st, 2020. This is the part I want to take you to. Traces of the COVID-19, the new coronavirus that has been diagnosed in tens of thousands of people, have been detected in recovered patients, leading a Chinese expert to raise concerns they could still be contagious even after the symptoms have passed. That's my neighbor's dog. Just disregard that. This is dangerous. Where do we put these patients? They don't know what to do with these people that are still contagious, although they are recovered, not feeling symptoms anymore. So seriously, what do you do with them? Anywhere that you send them, they're going to infect everybody. You can't send them home because they might infect others, but you can't put them in hospitals as resources are stretched. This is what this this is what this expert over in China is saying. Maybe that's why they don't care here in the US and they're just letting these people go, because they figured they can't do nothing with them anyway. So they're going to let them go and walk among us. Boy, I tell you what, they said 90% of the people stopped going into Chinatown and going into Chinese restaurants around the country. Do you realize when people get this information, those people are going to have to close businesses down? Ain't nobody going in there. Ain't nobody going in there. Yeah, you're right. The ghost tiger. Good. You're absolutely right. So, but I want to show y'all another case Some of y'all might remember this. It was an American doctor that got the Ebola virus. He got the Ebola virus. He recovered. After he recovered, his eye color changed from blue to green. You know why? They said although he was no longer feeling the symptoms of Ebola, the Ebola virus, traces of it will always be in his body. He will always have traces of it. It would never be completely gone. That's what the green eye color is showing you. And some of you might remember this was one of the doctors, American doctors, that was over in Africa when the Ebola virus was going strong. This is Dr. Ian Crozier. And he was brought back to America to recover. But his eye color changed. And they told him it will probably never change back to blue because the virus is always going to be dormant within his body. It's always going to be there. So that being said, you got to look at what's going on with Corona. And they are admitting that this virus is always going to be there, y'all, in these people. So thank you, Metho Nelson. Thank you for the super chat. So, ladies and gentlemen, seriously, even if somebody comes up to you and say, I had the coronavirus, but I'm recovered, they're still infecting people. Man, you can't tell me this is not of the Most High. He is the only one that can come up with something like this. Even if you are recovered from a virus, you still are contagious and can spread it everywhere. I have not heard, Brenda Hill, that any of our people in the Black community were infected. Now, I did hear about the one African guy from Cameroon over in China, and they said they let him go within days. He was showing no symptoms. So they did let him go. And they said because he was a Black person is why he recovered so quickly from the virus. But does that mean he is still spreading the virus, although he's not showing symptoms? You know, I mean, you have to think about that. You know why blocking has no effect on them, y'all? Because this is a YouTube employee doing this shit. This is a YouTube employee. Okay, I'm just telling y'all. We know these racist employees that work for YouTube, they're doing this stuff. And see, this person is a complete fool because I sued YouTube a second time and won a second time. And you would think they would get it. So every time you come around and do this, do you realize the courts told me I can sue YouTube multiple times? I can sue the same company multiple times. And each time y'all do this, do you realize YouTube has to pay me a settlement? So you're not hurting me. You're not hurting my ass at all. You're helping me. Thank you. Thank you. I get a settlement each and every time. I done got 2 settlements out of YouTube and you're still coming around here trolling. Thank you. I'm going to use that to win the 3rd time. Thank you. All right, y'all. So back to this. Zhang said he had just 27 patients with the mysterious new virus on December 30th last year, symptoms of which include a fever, dry cough, shortness of breath. Since then, almost 76,000 cases have been confirmed, all but 1,200 in mainland China. The virus has still killed at least 2,121 people. Wow, look at that, 2121. only 11 of whom were outside of mainland China. Wow. The number of patients have jumped from 27 to 70,000. And just understand, any number these people give you is going to be a lowball number. You can best believe it's way past 70,000, y'all. Especially if you unleashed all of those people that you thought were cured back in the public, and they are still spreading it around without even knowing that they're doing it. It's highly contagious, he is quoted as saying. Highly contagious, y'all. Highly contagious. So, ladies and gentlemen, where are these people that were quarantined in the US? Because those folks, if they're saying what they're saying is true, those people are out and about around their families, around people at work, believing that everything is okay, and they are actually highly contagious and spreading this stuff to everybody around them. That being said, it's only a matter of time before this thing is seriously coast to coast in America. It's only a matter of time. And I wonder, are they even keeping track of these people? You know, people travel all the time. All of these people that recovered, how do you know they're not traveling to other places in the US? How do you know? You know? Wow. So there is currently no vaccine against the new member of the coronavirus family, which includes the deadly SARS and MERS and less serious common cold, and no specific drugs to prevent or treat it. Mm-mm-mm. And they're talking about, oh, we'll have a vaccine for it in about a year to a year and a half. You know how just knowing this information, you know how many people can have this thing in a year? Seriously, you know how many folks can have this shit? No defense, but there is no Chinese restaurant on the face of the earth I would be in right now. I know a lot of our people be loving on that Chinese food. Y'all better stay out of them Chinese restaurants. I'm just warning you. Y'all better stay out of them places. And it's not like you can eyeball people and tell if they had the virus and recovered or not. It's not like you can't eyeball these folks and tell the difference. And just think about how many people had this virus, but they won't tell you. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, so this is going to be interesting to see how this thing unfolds. They're still trying to claim that it's not a pandemic, y'all. This thing is definitely a pandemic. I don't care what they're saying. This is definitely a pandemic already. Experts in China, Japan, and Thailand hope HIV and flu drugs could ease symptoms in patients, but scientists told Newsweek they weren't convinced this approach would be effective. For now, those who fall ill must manage their symptoms, in which some cases involve hospitalization. The World Health Organization, which last month declared the outbreak a public health emergency of international concern, continue to encourage people to maintain basic hygiene measures to prevent the virus, of course. Never underestimate the power of the humble bar of soap. So they're telling you to wash your hands multiple times a day. I always do that naturally. I really do. You know, with me gardening and everything, I just naturally wash my hands all throughout the day. You know, I know some of you do too. Okay, so um the UN agency tweeted, wash your hands regularly, either with alcohol base rub or ordinary soap and water. Um, and you can get those now. They actually have those little containers, and you can pull out alcohol wipe, and you can wipe your hands with that along with the surface of your desk or anything around you. You can use it for that. So, or so they're saying that's more of the effective ways of trying to contain the disease. It urged the public to wash their hands after coughing or sneezing, when caring for the sick, after using the restroom, before and during and after preparing foods, as well, before eating, after touching animals and their waste, as well as when hands are visibly dirty. I mean, those are good measures, but that's not going to completely shut the virus down at all. And remember, the virus can live on a surface, y'all, for 5 days. It does not need a host at all. Wow. Mm-mm-mm. The World Health Organization also states coughs and sneezes should be directed in, I guess they said, in a tissue, or try to cough in a tissue. To stop pathogens entering the body, it also advises against touching the eyes, nose, and mouth. Avoid contact with sick animals or those in markets. Spoiled animal products, as well as their waste products or fluids, is also advised, as well as not eating raw or uncooked animal products. So, y'all, this looks bad. Okay, no matter how you look. Woo, this don't look good at all. But this just confirms that all of the countries that are reporting coronavirus, I just saw Iran the other day reporting cases of the coronavirus in their country. Nobody knows what to do about this, y'all. I mean, let's be real. Let's be real. No one knows what to do. And so this is showing you this is far more serious than anything they will ever tell you in mainstream news. They're not going to tell you that people that are quote unquote recovered are still infecting folks. I'm not going to tell you this. Yeah, Elena B., I agree with you. This is not a disease, it's germ warfare. I agree with you. Well, Dwayne Williams, pressure wash all Asians with soap. Here's the thing. They're screaming discrimination because people are not going near Asians. And I said this before. I said people are siding with caution. People are trying to be cautious. So, it's unfortunate they're offended, but I certainly understand why folks are not going near these folks. You know, it's too much of a risk, and people, this virus kills you within days. but it just goes to show you how people can use these biological viruses and stuff, and use it as biological warfare on folks. And you can see how easily it can be done. We know these things come out of labs, but they did say that this coronavirus would become more deadly because it's constantly mutating. So that being said, it's mutating, it's going to get stronger and stronger. And that's exactly what they're anticipating. They said, as new coronaviruses come out, is going to become more deadly. Yeah. Yeah, well, we know they've always used all kinds of diseases as warfare. Yeah, and China has done that too. When you go look at Chinese history, China has done that. Not only have they used disease, they also used drugs. That's how they made the entire country communist. They drugged up the side of the country that was not communist. And they went in there and fought a war with them, and they were able to make the entire country communist. That's how they did it when you go and look at their history. So I just wanted to update y'all on this thing because I didn't see too many people talking about this part of the coronavirus. We heard about people recovering, but they never said those folks that recovered were still highly contagious. But now we know. Now we know. So I don't know, y'all, what do you think? If they still can spread the virus, are they really recovered? Can you really even call them recovered? I don't think so. They may not be feeling symptoms, but how do you say they're really recovered? They're not, technically. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. I'm not going to hold you up any longer. I want to thank everybody that came out in both of my different live streams that I got going. Thank you for coming as usual. And we'll definitely do this again. And I will keep you updated on all of this stuff that's coming out. So, ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy the rest of your day and be on the lookout for my videos. I'm still working on a few, and I will be getting those out shortly. Peace, family.